My charming and fair-minded Libra friend. Hello and welcome. My name is Mina, and I'm here to offer you a 3-card reading exploring the themes of you, your path, and your potential. I invite you to consider what the reading reveals about possible challenges, opportunities, and personal growth for the week ahead. Take a deep breath, rest your mind, and let's see what the cards have to share with you today. A Libra, as this week unfolds, there's a subtle tension hovering just beneath the surface. It's the kind of feeling that doesn't announce itself loudly but quietly colors your moments, an almost invisible longing for things to feel light again, uncomplicated, effortless. You might notice how often you find yourself scanning for harmony, seeking signs that the people around you are at ease. There's a silent hope that everything could click into place, but at the same time, a vague sense that something, just out of sight, is waiting to be set right. You're sensitive to the moods of those you care about. Their unspoken worries travel to you almost before they even know them themselves. It's gentleness, really, a wish not to disturb the balance, not to tip the scales. But this week, you might also feel the faint ache of wanting to be seen in your own right, not just as the one who smooths things over. There's a private hunger for sunlight on your own skin, for warmth that's yours, not borrowed from someone else's smile. It's possible you're carrying a quiet fatigue from always stepping softly, from holding space for others' comfort while your own needs weight in the wings. You're not seeking drama, just a moment when the world feels bright and uncomplicated. You want to breathe out, to let the weight go for a while, to let yourself exist without calculation or apology. Underneath everything, there's a hope that this week could offer a taste of that clarity, a chance to remember what it's like to simply shine, even if just for a day. In this moment, the sun rises as your companion. Its light doesn't demand attention, it simply exists, steady and warm, making things visible that might otherwise remain hidden. Right now, there's a gentle radiance inside you, one that's waiting to be acknowledged, even if you've grown used to tucking it away for the sake of peace. You might notice it in quiet moments, a sudden burst of laughter, a memory that glows without warning, a fleeting sense that you are exactly where you're meant to be. This inner state is not about loud celebration. It's a slow, dawning realization that your own happiness is real and deserving of space. You may sense a shift in how you carry yourself, as if your heart is beginning to open just a little wider, letting in more warmth, more possibilities. There's a readiness to step into the light, to allow joy to exist without apology or explanation. Even if the world around you feels complicated, your core is seeking simplicity. You're drawn to moments that feel authentic and unforced, a spontaneous conversation, the comfort of a favorite song, the gentle pleasure of sunlight through a window. These are not grand gestures, but they are real and they matter. They remind you that happiness doesn't have to be earned or negotiated. There may still be a faint hesitation, a worry that stepping into your own radiance could disrupt the careful balance you try so hard to maintain. You might wonder if it's selfish to want things to feel easy, to want joy for its own sake. But underneath those doubts, there's a growing confidence, a sense that you have every right to your own light. This is not the kind of happiness that excludes others. Instead, it's the kind that glows quietly, drawing people in, making space for everyone to feel a little more at ease. From this place, your week begins to unfold. The warmth you're feeling inside naturally shapes what happens around you. When you start to own your happiness, you change the rhythm of your days. Small choices, what to share, where to linger, who to trust, begin to pivot around this growing sense of self-worth. The world responds to you differently when you show up as yourself, rather than as a mirror for others' needs. It's not that problems vanish, but the pressure to solve everything for everyone else begins to soften. You find yourself more willing to let things be imperfect, to let conversations meander without rushing in to smooth every edge. There's a natural curiosity about what might happen if you simply let things unfold. The more you trust your own warmth, the less urgent the old tensions become. You might notice a subtle shift in how you relate to those closest to you. Where you once might have held back, now you offer a bit more of yourself. Where you once absorbed everyone's mood, now you share your own, gently inviting others to step into your light. The energy you bring changes the tone in the room. It's not forceful, just quietly contagious. This momentum sets the stage for your path. There is a sense of movement, as if the week is gathering around you, responding to the changes you're making inside. The Ten of Cups steps in, bringing into focus the pressures, hopes, and frictions that shape your days. This card doesn't promise ease, but it does reveal the places where connection and belonging are most alive and most tested. This week you may feel the pull between old patterns and new possibilities. On one hand, there's the comfort of familiar roles, the peacemaker, the listener, the one who keeps everything running smoothly. On the other, there's a rising desire to be met as an equal, to share in joy and vulnerability, to let your needs be part of the story. This tension creates friction, especially when you sense that others expect you to stay the same. You might notice moments when harmony feels just out of reach. There could be misunderstandings, gentle disappointments, or a sense that someone isn't quite seeing you as you are now. The pressure to revert to old habits can be strong. After all, it's safer to play the role everyone knows, but the momentum you've created by honoring your own light gives you the courage to hold your ground. You're learning that connection is not about losing yourself, but about showing up with your whole heart. There's a growing awareness of what truly matters to you. You sense which relationships bring you real comfort, which conversations leave you feeling understood. The week might bring opportunities to gather, to share simple pleasures, to celebrate small wins. Yet, even in these moments, you may feel the undertow of responsibility, the urge to make sure everyone is happy. This is the friction on your path, balancing your own joy with the needs of those around you, trusting that you are allowed to receive as well as give. The choices you make now are subtle but meaningful. Each time you allow yourself to enjoy something fully, each time you let someone else take the lead, you're reshaping the patterns that once kept you small. The pressure to be everything for everyone is still there, but it no longer defines you. Instead, you're finding your place in the circle, not on the edges but right in the center where your presence matters most. Of course, this path is not effortless. There will be moments of doubt, times when the old anxieties resurface. But these are signs of growth, not failure. The more you honor what feels true for you, the more natural it becomes to let your happiness coexist with the world's imperfect rhythms. This is where potential enters, not as a guarantee but as an open invitation. The way forward depends on how consciously you meet the moments that arise. Your growth is not automatic. It lives in your willingness to answer each day with presence and honesty. When you meet this week with awareness, the Six of Wands emerges as your potential. This energy is not about being celebrated by others, though that might happen. It's deeper than recognition. It's about standing in your own success, feeling the quiet satisfaction that comes from staying true to yourself. This is an invitation to experience quiet victory. Not the kind that needs applause, but the kind that fills you with a sense of inner dignity. Each small act of self-respect, each honest conversation, each moment you choose to honor your own joy, builds a foundation for lasting confidence. You realize that you don't have to wait for others to validate your worth. You can feel it in the way you move through the world. There may be moments when others notice the change in you. They might comment on your energy, your openness, your willingness to celebrate both yourself and those around you. But the real transformation happens inside. You begin to trust your own instincts, to listen to the quiet voice that says you are enough just as you are. Growth this week is not about perfection. It's about making room for your own light, even when uncertainty lingers. The invitation is to savor the feeling of genuine accomplishment, not as a prize but as a natural result of living in alignment with yourself. You may find that this quiet confidence draws others in, creating new possibilities for connection and shared joy. But even if no one else notices, you will know that is enough. As the week draws to a close, all three energies, the gentle radiance of the sun, the dynamic pressures of the Ten of Cups, and the earned confidence of the Six of Wands, gather into a single, steady rhythm. You have moved from longing for uncomplicated happiness to claiming small moments of real joy, to standing in your own sense of worth. The longing that began as a quiet ache has become a gentle resolve. You're no longer waiting for the world to hand you peace. You're choosing to live it one moment at a time. The old tension between pleasing others and honoring yourself doesn't disappear, but it softens. You learn to let it exist without letting it rule you. Harmony, you discover, is not something you have to manufacture. It grows naturally when you let your own light shine, when you allow yourself to be seen and supported. Relationships deepen, not because you work harder at them, but because you show up more fully, trusting that you are enough. The pressures and frictions of the week become opportunities to practice this trust, to remember that your happiness is not a threat to anyone else's. By the end of the week, you may feel a quiet sense of integration. The parts of you that once felt at odds, your desire for peace and your need for authenticity, find a way to coexist. You stand a little taller, breathe a little deeper, move through your days with a gentle assurance that is both new and deeply familiar. Whatever comes next, you know you have the inner resources to meet it with grace. Actionable insights for Libra this week. Let yourself linger in small moments that feel easy and true. Notice when you smile without effort and stay there a little longer. Allow others to share their warmth with you without turning away. Spoken word affirmations to repeat aloud for a more positive mindset. I recognize my own happiness as real. I let my light fill my days gently. My joy can exist alongside others' needs. Each day I trust myself a little more. And now, dear friend, I thank you for giving me your time. I truly hope I have given you something helpful in return. Goodbye and good luck until next time.